and welcome to Conversations with Body and Mind with myself, Nirvana Lange. Body and Mind is your health and wellness online directory. And coming up in today's conversation, I'll be chatting to Tate Makayi, and she's from Perfect Symphony. And looking forward to learning more about her and Perfect Symphony. Good morning, Tate. How are you doing?
Good morning, good morning. How are you?
I'm well. Are you well?
I am great, thank you.
Great. Fantastic, Tate. So we're going to talk about Perfect Symphony, but before we get into your product and the benefits and all of that, tell me a little bit about what led up to that. I mean, I read a little bit as a member on Body and Mind on your biography on the Body and Mind page. And you said that you struggled quite a bit with irregular periods for years, not knowing what was wrong with you. So can you tell us a little bit more about that sort of led up to Perfect Symphony?
Sure. The thing with hormones is that we don't realize how early it actually starts. A hormonal imbalance starts. It can start as early as in your teens, or just soon after you hit puberty. And sadly for me, I remember I didn't really get the period talk that, oh, you're going to start your period and this is going to happen. You need to eat this, you need to eat that. I didn't get that whole talk. I think it was my cousin that even showed me how to wear a pad and how to stay clean and all that. So over the years, as a result of poor choices, lifestyle choices, I was young. I'll blame it on being young. And also going on to really strong at a very young age, just out of, oh, I really should protect myself. I was terrified of pregnancy. And even though I wasn't even sexually active, I put myself on birth control. God knows why. Um, and in my 20s, my period just pretty much disappeared. And I wasn't even trying to get pregnant at the time. And I was thinking, well, what is going on with me? Because I was a nightmare to be around. I was so emotional. 1 minute I'm extremely happy. The next minute I am really sad. I am in tears and just horrible mood swings. I gained so much weight. I looked like a balloon that had been inflated. I remember feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't have a grip. And where is my period? I was looking pregnant. My tummy was bloated. And I remember just not being able to look at myself in the mirror. I think on month 4, I decided, okay, I really should see a doctor because if something is supposed to happen every month doesn't happen, then there's got to be a problem. So I went to the doctor, and it was a male doctor. No offense to male doctors. Um, and I just told him, I haven't seen my period for 6 months and for the last 4 months, and I really don't know what's happening. I'm terrified. I want my period back. And I guess all he heard was that, okay, she needs her period. And he said, don't worry, I'll give you something to push your period, and you'll be fine. It's probably just a hormonal imbalance. Now, he didn't go into detail as to what a hormonal imbalance was. All he said to me was that I'll give you these tablets. You're probably going to get a bit more weight, but it's just water weight. Just drink lots of water. It will balance things out. And I thought, oh, okay. And then he said, oh, when you do get your period, it's probably going to be very painful. But don't worry about that. Just take some muscle relaxants and you'll be fine. And I thought, okay. At this point, all I wanted was my period. So I didn't ask many questions. Those tablets were hormone tablets. And I went from bad to worse in terms of my emotions. I remember I was constantly crying, picking a fight with my partner.
Mm.
And I was not myself. It felt horrible, but I kept telling myself, I'm going to get my period and everything's going to be fine. Eventually, I did get my period, and it was excruciating. And I was so happy that, yay, my period, I got my period back. This means that I'm going to go back to normal. I hit the gym. I started working out. I put myself on some fad diet, and I couldn't shake the weight off. And my skin was still horrible. I had that acne on your back. The back knee. Yep, I had that. And I just I just thought, you know what, as long as I got my period, I'm fine. I'm fine.
And
I'm
then
back to normal.
Tate, and then what led up to symphony, Perfect Symphony?
Perfect.
So yeah.
Well, what led up to that was that, because soon after that, I still wasn't, my period was still irregular. And I just did not want to get on those tablets again. And I figured, let me find the natural way. Google is your best friend. And I started really, really, a deep dive into Google to find natural methods. And that's how I met beautiful mentors and realized that millions of people are going through this, and some are going through worse. And it's going undetected as a hormonal imbalance. It's more like, oh, it's just the pains of womanhood. Oh, it's normal for you to be erratic and emotional because you're a woman, when really it's not. So I went on this mission to just try and tell on my findings and the amazing, amazing mentors that I've had that have taught me well on how to get my message across.
Fantastic. And so then what is Perfect Symphony? And how did that help you? And what are the benefits for, what is the ingredients like, tell us a little bit more about what is Perfect Symphony and the benefits of that.
Well, Perfect Symphony, as I said, it was born out of my struggle with my hormones. And what actually happens with what we do is we educate women to understand their hormones. Once you understand your hormones, and each function for the main female hormones, you're able to sort of create a balance. And what we do is we try to keep it as natural as possible, because we realize that our diet can either kill us or heal us. So whatever you eat can either heal you or damage you. So we focus on the healing foods. So it is the women that we help are completely in control, because we tell them the sort of foods that they need to eat. What are the endocrine disruptors? What are the toxins that you may be putting in your body that are damaging you, and help you come off that, and create a balance with your hormones. Because you might have a high level of estrogen, and a low level of testosterone that could be creating the imbalance. So we help you to strike a balance in your hormones, in order for you to be able to live and thrive, with happy, healthy hormones.
So is it
So it
like
is all
more like
based
a
off.
coaching, health kind of, counseling kind of,
Yes.
sessions that people book with you?
Yes, it is more coaching.
Mm.
You can either go through, where we go on a one-on-one journey, where I'm with you step by step, we check in, or you can do a self-help, the self-help way, where I just provide you the information, the diets, not so much the diet, but the foods that you can eat, pantry lists, recipes, because all it is really is a lifestyle change, a diet and lifestyle change. And contrary to what people believe, you don't have to go hit the gym and go crazy.
Exactly.
Simple
And
things like yoga.
yeah, and sorry, I just also wanted to, share some of the things that I've learned, during the my adulthood. Like you, also didn't really have anybody telling me about periods or anything like that. I had an elder sister and kind of knew something was happening, and that's what you use. And like
Yeah.
also like you, I went on to birth control quite early, and the worst thing is the injection. And that is the worst, because that is then taking the period away. It's really making you a man. That's why it's building you up like that, why you gain so much weight. And I couldn't understand it. I mean, I was this tall, skinny Barbie doll, and I was literally 80 kilograms. I couldn't understand it, from 49 to 80 kilograms. And also taking my period away. Now, I must say, unlike you, I was extremely happy not to have my periods. Being young and not wanting to deal with all that, stuff. Of course, being older, I do understand. I also went on to another birth control, which was, supposed to be the top of the line, which is the Mariner. And again, it took my periods away, and I was very happy about that as well. But I did start to lose the weight. What the point that I'm trying to make is that the first step is really to start off with birth control and natural way
Mm-hmm.
of birth control, and get away from all these, governmental free stuff, which are so damaging to females. And the other thing as well is, of course, as you say, what's in our food is all the hormones and things that they're putting in the beef and the chicken and all of that, that is also
Mm-hmm.
now affecting our hormone levels, especially with females. And our girls at getting periods at 8, and getting their, getting little breasts starting at 8. And that's because of
Yeah,
food. And it is so,
the hormones in the food.
exactly. So I'll let you carry on. I just wanted to share that.
No, you are completely right. And I think we went on pretty much the same journey, because I started off with the injection.
Mm.
And when I saw that, oh no, I don't like this, because I don't particularly like needles.
No, me no.
And I thought, oh no, I don't like this. I'm feeling a bit, it just made me feel odd. And also just keeping up with the injection. So I went on it once, and then I thought, no. So I went back, and I told them, I don't like injections. Do you have something that I don't have to take, that is discreet, that my mom won't find out about? And they told me about
You have completely gone there. Where after you said you don't want the injections.
was
Sorry, you need to repeat that whole thing, because you've gone completely gone. After you said you don't want injections, what did they give you after that?
they gave me the implant. They put me on the implant, the Mirena, the one that goes in your arm. And I thought, perfect, years of no trouble. I didn't know what I was doing to myself. And I suppose when it was running out, that's when, because it was a few years later that my period just disappeared, and my periods became irregular and painful and all that. And truthfully speaking, natural methods, like you said, are the best way. And that is something that we also educate women, that, maybe it's time to divorce your birth control. And we also talk about the food that you're eating. Just like you said, our girls are, they're developing very quickly. I mean, you see a small child, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, are you sure you're just 13? Because of all these things that's in our food, and our emotions as well, our emotional imbalance is all connected to the food that we're eating. And the beauty about being in South Africa, and where there is so much farm to table foods that you can get, at least you're able to control, the things that you eat a lot better. There is that option, because quite a few of the ladies that I've worked with have been are in the US, and are in the UK, and they all tend to say that, oh, it's not that cheap here for us to be getting this. And I say, well, it depends on the value, on how much you value your health and your well-being, and the toxins that are in our food, the toxins that are all around us. All those things affect
Mm.
our well-being and our hormone levels. So that's why we
And people can
educate.
grow also. I mean, they can grow their own stuff. They can grow healthy green food, on a balcony, on a downpipe. It's like, it's amazing. I mean, I've got all my medicine in my garden. All my medicine is in my garden. I haven't been
Yeah,
to a doctor for 15 years, and I
yeah,
grow as much as I can. And that is, I think, what people really, really need to get from, as you say, from, the farm to the table, or from the garden to the table, because then you're in control of
exactly.
what you are putting in there. I'd love to
Then
talk to you
exactly.
so much longer, Ted. It's just amazing. I think we have a great understanding. But so you're offering assistance, you're offering coaching, and really guiding people into a lifestyle change, and how to become more natural and be aware of what they eat, and birth control, basically, in a nutshell. So how can people get hold of you? And you're obviously doing it via Zoom mostly, right?
Yes, so you can be anywhere in the world, and
Anywhere
I
in the
will be
world.
more
So
than
why don't
glad
you,
to.
yeah, why don't you give us your contact details, if you have a social media page, or contact details, please.
Sure, you can email me at Tate, that's Tate, at perfectsymphony.co.za, or you can find me on Instagram, The Perfect Symphony, or on Facebook, the Perfect Symphony Marketing.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Tate. And you can also go to the Body and Mind website, which is bodyandmind.coza. We also have the Body and Mind blog site, which is blog.coza. Sorry, which is bodyandmindblog.coza, and our Android as well as Apple Play stores. You can find the Body and Mind Health Directory app and interact with us that way. We ask that you please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and definitely share this particular. I really feel that this is so important for girls and for women. So please share this to people that you think can gain benefit, and subscribe so that you can get notification of the next amazing member that we are having a conversation with. And thank you so much, Tate. I'm really glad to have met you. I'm definitely going to tell my sister about you, and hopefully she would be looking into changing her diet, because she's been suffering from hormone imbalance for most of her life. So that would be a great benefit. I was immediately thinking I must connect the two of you. So thank you so much for sharing
It
today.
would be glad.
And sorry,
And
Mike.
thank you for having me.
Oh, it was so nice talking to you, my angel, and have a lovely rest of the day.